Hi everyone, this is Sawyer Bennett. I am coming to you courtesy of Sinfully Sexy Book Reviews. They have reviewed my upcoming book, Uncivilized, which is going to be releasing on September 8th of 2014. It is an erotic romance. I typically write contemporary romance, but this time I decided to push all the boundaries and go super hot. And they seem to like it. They seem to think it was pretty hot too. So they've reviewed it. That will be coming to you. And they asked me to come on camera and talk to you a little bit. Either read an excerpt from my book or to maybe do an interview. So I thought it would be fun if, rather than just getting on camera and talking to you, that I have my mom and my husband interview me. So what I did is I had my street team come up with some questions, send them to me, and then had them printed, folded up, and they're secret. A little bit about me. I'm coming to you from beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. I am married, have a daughter, and I'm also a lawyer. I'm in the process of backing out of my practice of law so I can become a full-time writer. And that's pretty much it. So without further ado, let me introduce you to my mom and my husband. So on my left, my husband Sean. He's
Hello.
Looking and to my right, my mom Cheryl. So let's get started. And I'm really nervous about this. And are you nervous?
I'm nervous too.
Are you nervous?
No,
No, of course not. Okay, well here are the questions on the table in front of us. And who wants to go first?
Ladies first.
All right.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Oh my. What is your favorite male character that you've written to date, and what is it about him that makes #1? What qualities does he hold the others don't?
Oh, okay. So I've been asked that question before, and it's actually a really good question. It's an easy answer for me. My favorite character is Nix Caldwell from my book Off Limits, which is actually the second book I wrote in the Off series. It released a little over a year and 2 months maybe ago. He's my favorite character because he's a Marine who is back from war, suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. He's alpha, which I write a lot of alpha characters, and he's pretty damn tortured. And it just kind of spoke to me because I have a long-standing history with the Marine Corps. My father is a retired Marine, and I have a ton of Marine friends, both retired and active duty now. And my mom was a Marine, believe it or not, for a little bit until she got pregnant with me, and then they kicked her out of the Marine Corps because back then you couldn't be pregnant and be a Marine at the same time. So great question, and he's a true hero. That's why he's my favorite. All right, so next question.
All right, let's get a good one. Ow, ow. This was a hot one.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, this is for Cheryl.
Oh my.
Yes,
Oh.
all right. What do you think about your daughter's new career as a writer? Are you sad to see her stop practicing law?
Absolutely not. I think Beth did everything she wanted to do as a lawyer.
Who's Beth?
Oh, Sawyer.
Sawyer's a pen name, by the way.
Sawyer did everything she wanted to do as a lawyer, and when I saw her step back and start writing, it was almost like there was a gift that had always been there. And you can't knock happiness, and I think you are happier doing what you're doing now than you ever were doing as a lawyer.
Excellent. Good question. Good answer. All right, your turn.
Don't mind the glasses.
That's all right.
How did you feel about writing your first anal scene?
Oh my
What mother asked her daughter that question?
Oh my God! Whoa!
You're going to
You should see my stepfather who's behind the camera right now. Okay.
We'll explain this later, right?
Yeah. So. So. Oh my God, I'm crying. That's hilarious.
You planted that, right?
I did not plant that, but I'm gonna find out whoever asked that question. I'm gonna kill him. So. When I set out to write Uncivilized, I really wanted to push every boundary that I had in place, and clearly there was a boundary about anal sex scenes. I had never written one before. had certainly read some really good books with them in there, and I really wanted to try it. So, unfortunately, I didn't know anything about it. I'm not lying. I just don't know anything about it. So Google was my friend. I did a little bit of research on it, and if I die and anybody sees our search history, by the way, on the computer, you got some explaining to do. It is embarrassing to me still, even though I wrote it, and I'm a little embarrassed when people write it, but I have been told by the people that have read it so far that it was done very, very well, and it was actually a very emotional scene. It was actually where my hero and heroine connected. It made the connection. So I was happy and proud of it, and can't wait to see what other people say. All right, next question, please.
Cheryl, you're on a roll. You want to go again?
Oh, wow. No, I think, Sean, you ought to set yourself up for it.
Well, I think it's all downhill after that question.
All right. Here's a very interesting question. Do any of your scenes come from personal experiences? For example, breaking shower rods.
So the breaking the shower rods is a reference to a scene that was in Confessions of a Litigation Guide when there was quite a rowdy sex scene in the shower, and it resulted in broken stuff in the shower. You know, listen, I think my sex scenes come from a couple different places. I mean, obviously personal experience, but more than that is probably mostly from my imagination, because I think one of the great things about romance is that as a writer, I'm trying to create a male character that gives the woman exactly what she wants without having to ask a thing for it. And I don't think men are intuitive creatures when it comes to that. And I think women are too chicken to ask for what they really want in the bedroom. So I use my imagination mostly to try to develop a sex scene that gives the woman what she wants in a way that makes it comfortable for her. I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, I don't have anything else to say about it.
Very good.
Did it make sense?
Makes sense.
All right. Did it make sense to you?
Yep.
All right.
Answered a lot of my questions.
All right.
What has been your biggest accomplishment to date?
Oh, my biggest accomplishment to date.
Besides marrying me.
Well, you just took my answer. That was going to be my answer. So I will go with my second thought is I think it's something that's happened to me recently, about 6 months ago, as a matter of fact. Sean and I became first-time parents. It was a very long road for us, first and foremost, because we were very much concentrating on our careers. And family came later to us, and we tried fertility, and that didn't work, and then we went the adoption route. So yeah, about 6 months ago, we brought home from the hospital a newborn baby girl named Parker, and she just turned 6 months a little bit ago, and I definitely think that's my biggest accomplishment to date. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
All right. Your turn.
Oh, my. Okay, here we go again. I get butterflies every time I pick one up.
Well, no kidding. But trust me, after the anals question, it can't be that bad.
This is perfect. This is for Sean.
Oh, wonderful.
Now that your wife is a full-time writer in the romance genre, is that how you say it?
Genre.
Do you feel like you need to live up to her heroes?
I mean, honestly, I think I surpassed her in every form imaginable. So I think that they're trying to live up to my standards, and they've got a way to go.
I do have some improvement I can make in my writing.
Exactly.
I agree.
That's what I think.
I love it. I love it. All right, your turn, honey.
Funny.
Uh-oh. What is the most embarrassing thing to ever happen to you?
I don't know. I don't embarrass easy, actually, despite how red I turned with that anal question.
Yeah.
I would say that anal question. So this happened not too long ago. It's the first thing that pops in mind. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? When I was writing Confessions of a Litigation Guide, I did this really, really sexy scene, and I was so proud of it, and I wanted to email it to my beta readers right away. And I was going too fast in my email, and I thought I had typed one of my beta readers' names, but unfortunately I had typed my accountant's name, and it went to him. And I didn't realize it at first, and the way I came to find out about it was I asked my beta reader, I was like, I haven't heard from you. I really thought I'd hear right back from you. And she goes, I never got the email. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I went back into my sent box, and I saw it went to my accountant. So I immediately fired off an email to him. I was like, do not read that email I just sent you. And he was really cool. He wrote back to me and he said, oh, I already read it. And he said, I also had a date last night and it really helped on my date. So it was all cool. But for a split second, boy, I was mortified that he got that. All right.
Okay, these are great questions.
These are good questions.
Good questions. Even I don't know this. What was Sean's reaction when you first told him you wanted to write romance novels and leave the legal profession? And what does he think about it now?
I don't know. I will just ask Sean.
No.
I honestly don't know what your reaction was. I don't remember it because it didn't. It's not like I woke up one day and said, "Hey, I want to stop being a lawyer and be a writer." It was kind of a natural progression.
It was natural and unnatural progression as well. So as Beth wanted to leave.
Who's Beth?
Yeah. As Sawyer wanted to leave the legal profession, she was trying a number of things. She was trying art. She was trying making jewelry. She was just trying. Oh, she was very good at it.
Yep.
But she was trying a number of things to, I'd say, keep the creative side of her mind working. But at the time, we were at a good place financially, and Beth wanted to try it, or Sawyer wanted to try it.
I answered to both.
And we said go for it. And so I feel like I've been very supportive throughout, and been very proud of her.
Yep.
Had the privilege of her dedicating some of her books to me, which is right now sends chills up my back just thinking about it.
Aww.
So it's been very good. So what I thought now is the same thing I think now. I always knew she could be great at whatever she puts her mind to, and she's proving that.
Oh, I love you.
Love you.
Mwah.
Oh, my.
All right. Whose turn?
Yeah.
My turn.
All right.
Oh, do you find your sex drive escalates while you are writing the sex scenes?
Actually, no. And the reason being is it is really hard to write sex scenes. It's very technical. Because I have a lot of sex in my books, I struggle to be fresh and innovative, which means I have to really come up with some good stuff, and then to get the technical aspects of it, it takes me a long time, and I have to go back and analyze it and make sure the body positions are correct, and that anatomically can happen, and then so yeah, I also think you become desensitized to it. I have become desensitized to sex a lot over the last year and a half, and I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, just okay. Yeah. So next question.
Don't let us stop you. You're on a roll right now.
I'm talking about desensitized when I write it, not read it or perform it.
Okay. Oh. What team is your favorite hockey team?
Okay, that came out of left field. I don't know why. I'm assuming because my straight team knows that I've written a couple books about hockey in particular. I'll go ahead and take a moment to pimp this. I've got a book coming out in October. It's my first book with Random House. All my other stuff has been independently published. And so the book is called Alex, and it is the start of a hockey series called The Cold Fury Hockey. I've written it based here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And yeah, I'm a big hockey fan, and the team that is the best team is the Pittsburgh Penguins. I've been a long time fan of them, even though I'm from North Carolina. My dad's family is from the Pittsburgh area, so I was kind of raised on Pittsburgh sports, and I will say go Steelers too, because football season's not ready to start.
Oh my.
Okay.
What books do you have coming out in the future that we can be expecting?
Okay, so we talked about Uncivilized in September, Alex in October, and I don't have anything else written in the hopper, but what I do plan on doing is I am going to do a spin-off novella from the Off series. I'm going to release that around Christmas time. Then I've got the next two books in the Last Call series. I've already released On the Rocks, Make It a Double, and Sugar on the Edge. I've got two more books in that series. hoping one will come out in late November if I'm lucky, and the other one maybe after the first of the year. And then I have my second Random House book, which is called Garrett, will be releasing in March of 2015. And the only other thing that I've got in the hopper is a manuscript I started about a year ago about a woman with schizophrenia. I've been working on that when I can. It's been taking me a really long time, and also because I'm having a friend of mine who's a psychiatrist is kind of helping me out with it. But it's going to be a romance, but it will be a dark romance because schizophrenia is not a pretty disease. So I'm hoping that that will come out sometime, maybe first half of next year.
Has your mom read Uncivilized? Thoughts?
No, and I have not offered it to her. Whether she goes and buys it is another question, but no. Easy answer is no, she has not.
Well, I think it was interesting when you told me I might want to tone down my Facebook with you, and my response was, I have a lot of great personal, professional people on my Facebook. They enjoy your books.
Yeah, so I kind of went over the top with the teasers for Uncivilized. They're pretty filthy. And I know my mom and Sean's mom are on my Facebook, and they're both very proud of what I do, but I did give them warning and a heads up that they might see some things that might cause some really red faces when they read them, and probably not to share them with their Facebook friends. And I will have to say that Sean has been extremely supportive of me writing this book. I actually went to him first and asked if he had any problems with me writing this type of book, because he's an executive with a really big company, and I didn't want to cause any problems there, but he's been fully supportive of me writing this.
Yep.
Do you think you will only write MF romance? What is that? Or is there a possibility of writing a MM romance? Okay.
MF means male-female, which is what I write, and MM is male-male romance. And, the answer to that is I do have a little bit of interest in trying a male-male romance. It is something that I think is becoming pretty hot in the market right now, and what has been surprising to me, which I've talked to Sean about this before, is that male-male gay romance is really popular with women. I mean, really popular with women. So, and I've read a couple of really, really well-done books. One of my favorites authors is Kendall Alexander. She writes really great male-male romance. So, yeah, I think I might give that a try at some point. And that will have anal sex scenes in it.
Really?
Yes, really.
All right, we're getting down to it. Uh-oh. What character is most like your husband?
Oh, you put that in there, Sean.
Yes, I did. No, I didn't.
So the character that pops into my head that is absolutely most like my husband is Link Caldwell, which was in Off the Record, my third book in the Off series. And mainly probably because of his humor. My husband is one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. And, yeah, it's kind of what really attracts me about him. So I would have to say Link Caldwell.
Okay, now I know.
Now you know. All right, last question.
Okay. Very good one. What advice would you give to other independent authors?
So I think the biggest piece of advice I would give is that you've got to treat this like a business. Yes, you're as a writer, you are an artist, and you're thinking with your creative mind, but this is very much a business. You have to put money into your book. You have to look at your overhead and your return on investment, and you can't ignore the marketing element of it, because those days where you could just put a book up there on Amazon and it shoot up are long gone. You really have to work to get your work noticed, and the best way to do that is to develop a backlist. Develop a really big backlist. The more people that read your book and the more books you have out there for sale, the more successful you're going to be. That's it. So don't ignore the business side of it. So that is the last question.
I think Sean and I should be able to ask one question each.
All right, go ahead.
You want to go? Or you want to?
Wait, did you
Well, I
did you
didn't know we
stop
were doing
that?
that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
do
sorry.
you have one in mind? Why I think.
I do. Having written this genre, do you see yourself ever stepping outside of it, writing? I know you wrote a couple of really first books that I fell in love with that aren't even in this. Or,
Yeah, so here's the thing is, romance is just a very popular and genre, and it provides me with a very good financial living right now. Yes, I would definitely write something else if it was a popular genre. I don't have a problem with writing to the market because it doesn't stifle my creativity. I still need to be creative to do that. I do love paranormal romance, and that's what my mom was talking about. My first couple books were paranormal romance. They weren't very good. And then I did write a YA fantasy book that's based off of Peter Pan, and that's actually a trilogy, and I will have the second book in that coming out sometime about halfway through with that manuscript. So yeah, I think at some point I'll branch out and write in other genres.
great.
Do you have a question or no?
Yeah, I've got a question. So, Sawyer, we like to travel.
Yes.
That's one of our favorite things.
Yes.
What would you say your most romantic trip has been?
Whew. We've been a lot of places, and we've been to a lot of romantic cities. Paris and Vienna, Prague. But our most romantic trip was Jackson, Wyoming, when you proposed to me. He proposed to me by the side of a beautiful lake, and he tied a blade of grass around my finger and asked me to marry him. And then I thought that was so sweet, and of course I said yes. And then he pulls out this ring that was the ugliest, gaudiest ring I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, it was awful.
Well, that wasn't the actual ring I was giving.
No, it wasn't. No, this was the ring he was giving
Sounds
me.
really
Right.
horrifying.
But he didn't bring the real ring because he didn't want to lose it. So he bought this really gaudy one, and it was hilarious. But I wore it. I wore it proudly until we got back and got my new ring. But yeah, that was the most romantic trip, I think. What do you think? Am I wrong about that?
I would have probably said Keneal Bay.
Ooh, Keneal Bay. I forgot about
my,
that.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
we got married in Keneal Bay in St. John, and didn't do a big wedding. We just brought my parents, his parents, and us. And yeah, I want to go back there.
Yeah.
That was really,
Well, I
really
insist
nice.
we all celebrate the next anniversary there.
All right, let's
All
do it. All right. Okay, so before I sign off, let me just say thank you very much, and thanks to my mom and my husband. They're very, very good sports. I hope I didn't embarrass them too badly, but my family's pretty open-minded, so I don't think so. You weren't embarrassed too badly, were you?
No, I probably didn't understand half of that.
Okay, so anyway, thanks for listening, and don't forget, Uncivilized comes out September 8th. See ya.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.